Okay, I just figured out how to do intros, so that was pretty cool. Anyway, today we're going to learn how to use a program called First Glance in JMOL, and this is one of several groups of programs. They all kind of end with mol, so some are PyMol, for example, RasMol, JMOL, and some of these you can download, and the instructions I'm about to give you, you can use pretty much with all of these. The mol that we're going to use today is called First Glance in JMOL, and it's online, and that's the reason we're using it. So I go to this website, First Glance in JMOL, and then it's going to ask me to enter either a PDB identification code, which you can get from the Protein Data Bank, or it's going to say upload your own file right here. Or enter a molecule's URL, which I've never tried, but we're going to go ahead and look at human insulin, which is 1-HUI. If I wanted to look up a protein, I would just go to the Protein Data Bank and look them up. You can just look up Protein Data Bank files. There's libraries of them. So go to Submit, and what's going to come up is a a viewer on the right side and a preset console on the left side. If you right-click on this black background right here, you will get a set of menu items. These are, again, preset menu items that you can use to select things and change images and measure distances. You can also click directly on these, and you'll see it'll highlight different amino acids for you. And if you zoom in, you can actually get more kind of selection resolution than that. So over here on the left, you see a lot of preset commands as well. They're kind of organized for you into different groups of commands. And if you ever have any questions, I just recommend Googling your question and then typing in the word First Glance in JMOL. So what you're going to be having to do is to take something like this and get it to tell you a story. Now this is human insulin, so I'm not quite sure what story I want to tell yet with it, but I know that I'm going to do most of that using a few basic commands. So there are different ways of looking at this. One is cartoon, one is spacefill, and one is wireframe. What we're looking at right now is cartoon. And cartoon is if I were to take a crayon and basically draw a line through the center of this molecule, that's what we'd be looking at. If I wanted to do wireframe, it would look much more like a stick figure that you would see in a chemistry model or class. And then there's spacefill, which is kind of like the balloony type atom that's connected by little lines to other atoms. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is take this, we're going to color the background differently, we're going to get rid of the cartoon, we're then going to bring up a simple wireframe, and then we're going to overlay a wireframe with a spacefill. So I'm going to right click on here and I'm going to go down to console, and almost all my commands, almost everything I'm going to be doing is going to fall into kind of two categories. It's going to be select something and then color it or change it or display it in a certain way. So I'm going to go select background just because I don't like the black background. I'm going to spell background properly. Okay. Now I'm going to go select all, cartoon off, select all. So now I have the entire protein selected, but because cartoon is off, it's really not displaying the protein in any way. So I still have the protein selected, and I'm going to draw a kind of thicker wireframe. There you see, let's say I wanted to color it in different ways. Let's say I wanted to make it red and black. I would say color red, select carbon, select carbon, color black. Okay, so now you can see I've overlaid the carbons with the rest of the molecule. Carbons are in black and the rest of the atoms are in red. So now I want to give you a little better way of displaying this thing as a whole. So I'm going to go back to select all. I'm going to reduce my wireframe to about 20, and then I'm going to color it CPK. CPK coloring is like the black carbon, red oxygen, blue nitrogen and kind of grayish hydrogen that most people are accustomed to. Clearly I spelled something wrong. Okay, so now we're at CPK coloring. Let's just zoom in really quickly to take a look closer at what we just generated. So we got the whole molecule here. And then let's say I want to kind of tell a story about the backbones. And I kind of like insulin because it's got these two UE type of backbones. So I'm going to go select backbone. All right, and then I'm going to go color red. All right, and I'm going to go space fill 100. So I'm going to overlay balloons on top of the wireframe to give you a better idea of what's going on with the backbone. Now, I'm not sure I've given my audience exactly what I want here. I'm not quite seeing how the backbone is related, so maybe the space fill isn't the best isn't the best device for this, but let's try again. So let's do space fill 400. All right. Well, now I can clearly tell what the backbone is, but it's kind of like blowing everything out of proportion. So space fill 200. Okay, so that looks more reasonable. And then let's like go select all not backbone, I think you can do. No, there's a select all and not other way, but the other way to do it is to select all color white space fill 100 wireframe 100. Okay, and now I'm gonna really make the wireframe 80, and now I'm gonna make the backbone really stand out. Select backbone color red. Okay, and so now I think this gives us a pretty cool idea of where the backbone is on this molecule. I did that mainly by just selecting, making the rest of the molecule white, and then just reducing this down to 2 colors. And if I wanted to actually overlay the cartoon on top of this, I could go cartoon 100 and give it a little bit more just color, I guess, a little bit more of an idea of exactly where this backbone is. So again, I was trying to tell a story about the backbone of this molecule, and hopefully you should be able to see 2 backbones, one this purple one here and one this green one here. And if you wanted to get in closer, you could really examine what the structure was. And so yeah, this is basically what you're going to be doing, selecting, coloring, and that's about it. So everybody say hi to Jenna.
Hi. They can't see me, can they?
Yeah, they can see you.
Oh. Luke, do you have any Scotch tape?
Nope, I don't think so. I have lab tape.
Nah, we need clear.
Do you have any beans?
Why? Why do they keep giving me the beans?
I don't know. Why do you assume it's up me?